Bitcoin. Why is it so famous? Maybe because it's worth £50,000 at this current time. Or maybe because it's the first crypto created. Or maybe this is all just nonsense and it's all a big scam. Hello, my name is Jutan Al-Ahmed, and today I wanted to discuss why is Bitcoin so famous? Bitcoin, also known as BTC, a currency, or as I like to call it, an asset. The reason Bitcoin is so famous in this day and time, and I think in the future, is because of the functionality of Bitcoin. The fact that Bitcoin works on something called the blockchain. Bitcoin allows you to transact seamlessly through verifying on a ledger. Bitcoin can be transferred very, very quickly, anonymously. It's even cheap, sometimes dependent on the traffic on the Bitcoin network. Obviously, we've seen it as very expensive, but you can even do it for £4, for example, which I have. You don't need any banks involved. It's straight peer to peer. If I wanted to purchase something, I can directly purchase it from the seller without a bank and without the fear of having a bank declining my transaction or blocking a transaction because they're not happy with you spending your own money. There's also the whole concept of the fact that Bitcoin doesn't really have a creator. There is a pseudonym for the creator. His name or her name is Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, they haven't really revealed their real identity, even though there are some people who claim they are Satoshi. I think this creates a lot of attention, and people do love this anonymous behavior, privacy. Everybody loves privacy. It's just something that we all want, but sadly, we can't achieve in this day and age. It's also famous because of the fact nobody actually controls Bitcoin. It's run by the community through validations through the blockchain, people having their own nodes to validate transactions. Therefore, a government or an entity cannot control this. This is something that the people want, because in this day and age, sadly, the government control the people rather than the people having control of a government. Bitcoin runs through something called proof of work. You can see what that is in one of my other videos as I go into detail in that. Another reason Bitcoin is so famous is because of the fact that asset price has increased rapidly. Imagine it was pennies and now it's £50,000 since 2009, and we don't know where it will go. Just do know Bitcoin will be mined up until 2140. There are many, many, many more halving events to happen. Coming on to halving. Halving is a concept which isn't known in any commodity. Bitcoin halves after every 210,000 blocks, something unique to an asset class of this type. There's also a limitation of how much Bitcoin there actually is in the world. There can only be 21 million Bitcoin. There's only around 19 million which has already been mined. Therefore, if we do the mathematically, we have around 8.1 billion people on this planet currently. If everybody wanted to own a piece of Bitcoin, they'd own about 0.00259, which is, in Satoshi terms, 259,000 Satoshi. If you don't understand what that means, one Bitcoin equals 100 million Satoshi. You can break it up into a currency called Satoshi, which is the same currency as Bitcoin. It's like, for example, me having £1. 100 pennies make £1. What does this mean? In the future, Bitcoin can be used to transact through just individuals. If I wanted to purchase something for a lower value, I could pay in Satoshi rather than having to dispose of a whole Bitcoin. The question truly actually is, in the future, will anyone actually be a whole coiner? Right now, one Bitcoin is £50,000, roughly. In the future, as Michael Saylor even says, he believes that Bitcoin will go up to 5 million, even maybe more. If I be honest, we won't know, we'll be dead. It'll be something that our children or our children's children's children will most likely benefit from if this asset does always increase in price. Lastly, one of the main things I think allows Bitcoin to be so famous is because of the sense of freedom it provides individuals. In this day and age where we're monitored by everything, and if you go to London, for example, there's cameras everywhere, there's that little bit of privacy that you want, but sadly, due to the world's affairs, there is no more privacy. Just doing anything, even people's mindsets. People have become social media freaks. They just go on social media 24/7, posting about their life, their locations everywhere. Nobody cares. It's this type of world in this day and time. But there are some, or I would say many people, which want that kind of freedom, especially people my age that were born in the 90s, for example. uh, I'm not too into social media and stuff because I like to try and live in the moment. But the thing is, Bitcoin gives a sense of this, the sense of nostalgia, a sense of freedom, a sense of me being able to have control of my own life. That may sound a bit weird. I'm saying nostalgia even though Bitcoin is something that's new. Blockchain was actually created in 1991. Bitcoin is using blockchain technology. Do your research regarding blockchain. It's very interesting. One last thing to add. Bitcoin is something that I believe will only appreciate in value, the same as property does. As I always say, do a comparison between the price of Bitcoin compared to the price of a property or a different asset. Right now, crypto, Bitcoin is only in an uptrend. If you look at the overall picture, the question is, are you going to take that risk? Please do know, obviously, I'm no financial advisor, no tax advisor, no legal advisor. These are all my opinion, and it's just something that I do think about, and I'm here to share my opinion. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, pop a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're new here. And comment down below if you agree with me. If you think Bitcoin is in the future and something that the future will hold and will prosper in the future. Lastly, let's not forget, together, let's break free from the shackles of modern slavery. See you all next time. Take care.